Hey, folks, we are back for another episode of It's Consulting Time, where we are always bringing you a plethora of creatives, innovators, and leaders from around the globe. Purpose over popularity is our motto, and we pride ourselves on honoring legends as well as introducing aspiring and emerging independent creatives to the world. Remember, we are always prepared to leave you with joy, jewels, and justice. Let's chat with our special guest. What's up, everybody? We're back, and this time we're taking it over to the West Coast. Now, let's just preface this by saying the guys are all over the country, but we are talking with the leader of DPNG, Dogg Pound, Next Generation, and their new music. And so we're going to talk a little bit about a cool record titled Streets of Cali. And this single is going to take you back to that classic West Coast sound. And it's definitely an anthem that you want to hear. So we're going to talk to Rob. He's the leader of DPNG. But let's start off by getting a little bit of history of DPNG. Hello, Rob.
Hey, how you doing, Lily Mae? Thank you for giving me the opportunity to, to come on and do this promotional piece for the group. Of course, we've been on a long hiatus since the contest that we were formed to come together. So I appreciate you giving us the opportunity, because we do have the single out on all music streaming platforms, the Streets of Cali. So thank you.
So, Dangerous Rob, am I correct?
Yeah, that's me.
Talk to us a little bit about the evolution, of DPNG and just how this group came to be.
Okay. So, Daz, Bigg A, which is VP of, Dogg Pound Records, they had a contest back in 2006, I believe, where they had, MCs from all across America, probably close to 30-some thousand, maybe more contestants that sent in the information to be a part of the Dogg Pound. At the beginning of the contest, the plan was to sign one particular member to the label. And since we had it was about 6 of us, the 6 finalists, what we started doing, building this camaraderie of recording songs together, and all the songs started to come out, hot. So we made a presentation of Bigg A to move as a unit, and he agreed for us to, to move as a unit as DP Next Generation at the time. And of course, we recorded a mixtape, which is Idolized, which is on the internet, datpiff.com. And then we also have the album that we're looking to put out under my label, Freedom Records, which is, DPNG, which stands for Don't Play No Games. Instead of going with the DP Next Generation, since we're not actually signed to Dogg Pound, and we're really not working close with them anymore. We just decided to go with the name DPNG, which stands for Don't Play No Games. And that's the evolution, of the group. It started out, from a contest that the West Coast legendary Dogg Pound had. And, we were all in that contest and just kind of formed a group from there.
Amazing. So, Rob, let's just talk about, you and, being an artist, but also being an executive. Tell us a little bit about why you decided, let me start Freedom Records.
Well, because I've always moved as a solo artist. I have 8 albums out as a solo artist. And, I've had 2 record deals before. And this dates back to, 1994, 95. I made my first record when I was 15, which was in 85. I'm sharing my age, but
you are, because I was born in 85.
I'm OG, so but yeah, after those failed attempts with the record labels, I just decided to start my own record label and make my own money, got my own publishing company, and just look for the distributors to distribute the music. For me as an artist, I started with the cassettes, and then it went to albums, cassettes, and then CD, standing out on the trunk. I was out in Atlanta doing my thing for a minute before Atlanta boomed. That was in 94, 95. But yeah, I started out at the trunk, wanted to do my own label, and how the next generation came over to Freedom Records is, Bigg A, who's VP of Dogg Pound Records. He just, gave me the leeway to just go ahead and mash, hey, Rob, just, do your thing, and whatever comes out of it, we'll make something happen. So that's what DPNG is the, my first group. I'm working with my daughter for her gospel project. And then I also have an entertainment and management company. So I'm partnering with my brothers on a new group that they're releasing, which is GRE Enterprises. And then coming from Oklahoma, Oklahoma doesn't have any, major labels or anything. So we gotta press our own music up and, do what we gotta do, work our wiggle to try to get off into this game. Gangsta June, he just signed with Atlantic. He's from Oklahoma. He's from Tulsa originally. And then we got Highland Star. So we have had breakout artists that came from from Oklahoma, but there's no really big, label. And that's what I'm trying to build for Freedom Records, is to build a big brand like, Dogg Pound Records and Death Row and and No Limit. I want to be the guy from Oklahoma that, brings the artists in. So I just use my artistry, because I'm moving away from, jumping up and down on the stage and so forth. I just kind of want to work more into the executive role, and let the youngsters and, everybody else have it while I move into, utilizing my resources and, what I know from the business to, to put this music out and try to get something cracking, independently. That's what it's all about. Ownership. So yeah.
Indeed. So guys, if you're just checking in, this is none other than we're gonna say Rob. Because I'm not calling you Dangerous Rob right now, because we're talking about you as an executive, baby. And let's just go back and recap the jewels that you've already dropped. You talk about the importance of ownership. You touched on the importance of relationships, because you didn't have an issue being able to take something that was cultivated a while ago and then slide it right over into your own entity that you've created to deliver just what hip hop needs. Right. And so what would you say are critical skills necessary to be an amazing artist, but to also be an amazing executive in this industry?
Well, the key to being a great artist is being consistent, being likable. I know a lot of the artists, see assholes. You mind if I do it? Is it censored? Okay. But I won't be cussing a whole lot, but
let it flow.
you see some artists, out there that's that's assholes, but they being assholes backed by a machine. So, if you're an up and coming artist or you're an independent artist, the main thing is to be likable and just be cool, with people, and I just learned that being around, Daz and Kurupt and Ice Cube and guys like that, these are real, humble and down to earth people that has a whole lot of success in the music industry. So, you just, that's one of the ways. And then just to be a successful executive is just to, have the same values of being, consistent and being likable and, just being, positive. I'm a follower Well, you know, I believe in God, and I know everything is destined. So, you know, long as
can you speak it one more time? Let me tell you something, and guys, y'all already know this is my platform, and I do what I want to do while y'all do what y'all can do, because I do what I want to do. Listen, I want to shout you out. I want to kudos you for being a Black man in 2022, confessing who you believe in and who you follow, because I'm not knocking nobody else's stuff, but I do feel like sometimes we take it too far right, we take it too far left, when realistically, this is what it is.
Yeah.
This is just what it is.
And for me, you know, I know, you know, my journey, you know, and I know that, you know, it's a higher power that looked over me to get me to because this, you know, this articulation and, you know, the way I'm built now, this is not how it started. You get what I'm saying? And it, you know, I started, you know, I was in the street, you know, and it took levels to get here, and just, you know, having faith. So I ain't here to preach or bring followers, but I just know what I've experienced to get me to this point, to where I am. And that's, you know, I'm a true believer, and, you know, that's just how it is. But, you know, we'll continue to focus, you know, on the music. And like I said, you know, just, you know, being, you know, an approachable, you know, being an approachable person. Of course, you got, you know, I get all kind of people emailing me and sending me messages, and, you know, I try to respond to every message, whether it be, you know, positive. You know, I really don't dive into the negative, you know, that goes on the internet. But, you know, I just like to keep it positive. And I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, I've had, you know, success independently. And, you know, people can Google, you know, me and Dangerous Rob and see why, you know, Bigg A and Daz put me at the realm of this particular movement, you know, to make the gas, to make it pump, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, the way it is. And to be, you know, it's an honor to be even, you know, for us to mention Daz and them in my name together, you know, because they're, you know, they legends, you know what I'm saying? Daz and Kurupt and, you know, and Snoop, who they, you know, they are the Dogg Pound. And, you know, just for me to be able to, you know, have conversations, you know, regarding how I got into the entity, it's just a blessing, you know, for me, because they, you know, all the things that I've accomplished individually, you know, just to be a part of my name being mentioned, you know, alongside the Dogg Pound is just an honor to me, because, you know, everybody know that, you know, that they, you know, those are legendary hip hop artists from the West Coast. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, sometimes it's appropriate to just sit back, listen, and really reflect upon where you've been, where you are, and where you're going. Because if you really, really sit down and think about it, you can see it. And if you see it, you can work towards it, thus ultimately achieving it. And Dangerous Rob has given us that. He's given us that and so much more. Now, how would you say your style has evolved since the beginning of your career?
Well, I don't think I've deviated, you know, because me, you know, my style is me. You know, people who know me, they know, you listen to the record, you know, hey, that's Rob, you know, and I haven't really deviated away from my delivery and style, but the music has changed. So you want to adjust, you know, to the hits and make sure that you know, that you have enough syllables going into that patch to be able to deliver your message. I don't know how in depth, you know, people are with creating this music, but it does take, you know, being able to adjust to the beats and the music that, you know, because now, you know, I started off producing my own records, but as time progressed, I wanted to, you know, focus more on delivering a message. So now I get music from, you know, artists from all across the world. So just being able to focus and deliver, I don't think anything has changed. I think, you know, the concepts has changed because, you know, the world has evolved. But other than that, my style has kind of remained the same, and I just adjusted with the times as far as the music. But you know, to be here after starting at 15 years old and, you know, being one of the original artists from Oklahoma is just a blessing for me.
Yes,
to continue to deliver quality music, because I know a lot of artists my age is, you know, fell completely off, but I'm, you know, kind of still here doing my thing. And the thing about it is I'm still, you know, independent. So Freedom Records is an independent label. You know, I have Freedom Foundation, which is my my nonprofit, along with the marketing and management company, and then the record label. So just, you know, trying to be positive in a dangerous world.
Amen. Yes, for real, for real. But Rob, so let's just take it there. You know, when we talk about music, and we reflect upon you and your colleagues and your peers and what you guys have given to us, the mere fact that you're still able to sit here and be honored, because really and truly, this isn't about promotion. This is about honoring those who came before, so that those who are now understand that if it weren't for you, if it weren't for Daz, if it weren't for Kurupt, Snoop, Warren G, all of them, you wouldn't have these things. You wouldn't even be able to do some of the things that you're doing. You guys paved the way. And so we honor you for that, right? We honor you for the man you are and for the creative you are, because you are a man first. And so we definitely honor you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Now, we need you to get a little philosophical.
Okay.
Do you feel that there is a link between ethics and music?
Hell no.
Woo, that hurt. I felt that one.
Well, man, the music industry is just as I would say is more grimy than the streets.
You know what? And I would argue at all with you.
But you have to have a certain mindset to be able to understand that. And that's the reason why they won't allow certain type of individuals into that, because they know, it's those certain individuals ain't going to stand for that bullshit. So
you know what? See, okay, I'm not gonna go there. I'll go there off camera. I'm gonna go there off camera, but I'm gonna say it one more time. That's why my name is Lily Mae, and that's why I do what I want to do, while y'all do what y'all can do. Because you're not gonna censor me and tell me what I can and can't do. But I'm gonna leave it there. So anyway, you know what?
Yeah, this is. So I just have to be transparent.
Absolutely.
I have to. Ain't no ethics. It's grimy.
I'm with you.
It's a tough industry. I'll say that. And if anybody don't, just understand my transparency from what I said previously.
Yes. Rob, we respect. I can respect anybody and anything that is able to be set apart, like you said, in an area where it appears, and I'm gonna say it appears, where it appears that wrong is right, right is wrong, and there's always a gray area. Now, I'm a firm believer, realistically, there's no gray area. It's either black or white. Yeah. That's just what it is. There is no real gray area. And once again, I say it, and I will continue to articulate this. We appreciate those of you that are transparent. We appreciate those of you that don't have a problem jumping up and saying, hold up, you know what? Let me step over here and do this independent thing, because what you're doing is not working for me. So, yes. Now,
you just be your own boss, and you don't have to, whatever you choose to deal with or put up with, that's on you.
That's it.
Instead of, your name being signed on the dotted line, and, after that first album, the next few albums come and you're not getting no money, but you still got to move like the record label say move. So
That's it.
I'm
That's
not anti-record label because I am the record label.
Absolutely.
It's just, you know, it's hard and difficult, and, you know, just have your business, have your business together when you dive in. And like I said earlier, you know, just, you know, look for ownership, you know, seek out ownership in your music, because years on after the line, I mean, I just had a record from 2017. It's popping off on TikTok. They making videos on TikTok off the record. So, and it's mine. I own the record. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if it belonged to somebody else, I wouldn't be able to receive those residuals from that record, because I didn't, you know, sold the ownership to that record. So, you know, just, and you never know when some will pop, you know, like right now, you know, a lot of the companies, commercials and so forth are wanting 90s music. You know, they want to pitch it to commercials and so forth for you.
There you go.
You know, just look to, you know, to have ownership of your material. That way you won't be going in these folks' offices, tearing them up because they, you know, they own your stuff.
You know what, Rob? So when you about to go over here to this good university and teach this good old course? Because clearly it's necessary. It's necessary.
But, you know, we in the microwave era now. Everything wants to be heated up and heated up fast. That's the era we're in now, and it takes, you know, time to get, like I said, to get to this point and have this mindset, you know, studying and listening to, you know, guys that's been successful with, you know, independence, which is, you know, Daz and Bigg A, Kurupt them. So, you know.
So Rob, all right, let's talk about that briefly. Now, you were cultivating music, I'm gonna say, with a lot of the greats. So where did you get your inspiration from? Like, who did you grow up listening to?
Well, and that's a good question, because, you know, being from Oklahoma, it wasn't really no big, you know, music scene. So we kind of created our own scene. But I had my cousin, he, of course, my family's from the West Coast, but what got me into the game was, you know, my cousin would bring these mixtapes from Harlem, WBLS, with Biz Markie and Big Daddy Kane and Run DMC,
yes,
Houdini, and they would be on the radio freestyling, and he would bring these mixtapes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that, from there, I'm like, damn. I'm like, so I started taking it serious, you know, although when, you know, back in the day when I was, you know, 3rd and 4th grade, I was writing little 4-line raps, you know, wasn't a whole lot, because, you know, but then, you know, once I started getting those mixtapes from Harlem, I think that was about when I was like 13, 14, you know, my 8th grade year, my cousin came back with these mixtapes, and I just started. I had one rap because it was a group when I was in high school, the Dogg Mob, which is a group that I ended up being in. You know, I was in 9th grade, they were all upperclassmen, but I had this one rap, and that's what put me on the map, that one rap, because I was able to, they embraced me, and it's, you know, it's been on and cracking ever since. But Run, Chuck D, and Ice Cube is really my influences. And then, you know, after I, you know, we rapped up until college. I went to college to play basketball and got hurt. Then we got a record deal soon after.
Yes.
So we moved to LA and, you know, moved through that deal. We were out there a couple of years. It fell through. Had to go back to Oklahoma, start back slanging and shit. And, you know, got back into the streets. And then I just seen all my homies, you know, start getting knocked off, either killed or going to prison. So from then on, I think around, you know, 94, 95, I just started taking it serious, and ain't looked back since. It's been some bumps, you know, bumps in the road, you know, getting to this point. But, you know, I don't have any complaints to being independent, having my own, and you know, got my own little place out here, and, in the suburbs, and you know, it's, you know, life's good. I don't have no complaints. You know, I'm blessed.
Yes,
So,
yes.
back to your question, Run, Chuck D, and Ice Cube, they were my my influences, although Ice Cube was a couple of years older than me. But
yes,
you know, when he hit with NWA, you know,
oh
that
my God,
it just raw. You know what I'm saying?
listen, let me tell you, I love, and the way you hit it, that's the way I would have said it, because I grew up around older people, so it was just like, and I'm talking about real old people.
Yeah.
So you know, when he did drop, you know, with NWA, it was just kind of like, oh, this different. This ain't what my man daddy listened to. Wait a minute. So you know, I'm in my room trying to. You remember when you had the radio and you had to press play and record at the same time?
Yeah.
To get it on the cassette. Yes. So I know. And once again, oh my God, Rob, as we close out, first and foremost, we honor you. We thank you. We're going to bring you back because
thank you
we
so
definitely want to bring you back in a teaching capacity. Here it is, consulting time. It's all about bringing joy, jewels, and justice. But at the same time, it's about really speaking truth to life and purpose over popularity. And you've given us all of that today. So any final words for your fans?
Hey, just, you know, support, you know, the new Death Row, the Snoop has, and they working, and, you know, the Dogg Pound, they got new music coming out. And then, you know, DPNG, we still, you know, trying to get to that level, you know, we're starting to be recognized more as a, you know, an independent group doing our own thing. And, you know, hopefully we can get our numbers up to get this music in front of Snoop and, you know, the big wigs, Daz and them, and they can sit down and maybe do something with it. But up until then, we just gonna keep mashing, like Bigg A say. You know, I got the two the top single just came out, you know, so we got music out there, you know what I'm saying? And it's all grown people stuff, so it ain't no kiddie stuff.
Yes,
it's all grown. It's all full grown, you know, West Coast gangster music, you know, and that's what we do. That's the umbrella that we came from. No, but I want to thank you, you know, for bringing me on, Lily, and you know, I gotta shout Tasha out because she the plug, you know.
Hey, Tasha.
She always looking out for me, you know, trying to make sure that we getting that publicity that we need to try to get to the next level. And then, you know, I gotta, you know, praise the Most High for, you know, saving my life and getting me to the point where I can sit here and speak on this, and, you know, I ain't dead in jail. So, you know,
yes,
it's just a blessing to be on this side of the ground.
That's it. And you know what, guys?
And to be free, shit.
Free and free with Freedom Records.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, listen.
Yeah.
You heard it straight from Dangerous Rob. Google, search, stream the new DPNG. Don't play no games, baby. They are experienced, they are credited, and they are destined to see success. Don't forget to go over and visit www.freedomrecords.com. Check out what Rob has going on. And if you need any help, any support, if you just have a question, ask him. He's definitely going to answer. So guys, it's been real. It's your girl, Lily Mae.
Appreciate
he
it.
Brought you joy. He brought you jewels, and he brought you justice. And we are out.
All right.